All right, welcome back to the channel. So, it looks like Errol Spencer Jr. is turning up in his training session, and he is sparring 6 foot tall, big boy heavyweights. I'm gonna break it down for y'all. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. Please sure that you like and subscribe to the channel to get all your latest boxing news. With that being said, Errol Spencer Jr. had recently posted some pictures on his social media of him sparring some big guys in the ring, and Errol Spencer Jr. is really taking this fight very, very seriously against Ugas, and he's sparring heavyweights like that size. Errol Spencer Jr. wants to feel he's basically, when you spar a heavyweight, it's kind of easy to spar a heavyweight, but it's going to be very dangerous. And the skill set that Errol Spence Jr. have, he's probably tightened up on his defense a lot. He's probably telling them heavyweights to throw everything you got. I'm going to need all the punishment I get. He's just preparing him from whatever Ugas have to throw in the kitchen sink, and this is quite impressive from Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr., like I said before, this is a fully revamped Errol Spence Jr. He'll do whatever it takes. He'll try to work on his technique. He'll do whatever it takes to win the matches. And Errol Spence Jr. said this has been one of the funnest training camps in a long time. Errol Spence Jr. stated that he doesn't have to go to a weight loss camp and stuff like that because it takes the fun out of it, and then you got to do a certain amount of weeks to work on your skill and technique, and then you right there to the fight. And Errol Spence Jr., now he's working on skill and technique. He doesn't have to try to stress out and lose all that weight. And it's kind of crazy that he's sparring heavyweights. I kind of wonder why he wants to spar heavyweights. Who knows what goes on in Errol Spence Jr. camp and what training and techniques that he got under the tank. But Errol Spence Jr. is going to need everything he's got against Ugas, because Errol Spence Jr. is very seriously about winning this belt against Ugas. I think Errol Spence Jr. is going to beat Ugas and stuff like that. And Errol Spence Jr., he's just putting that hard work and dedication in the gym. And we know that Ugas has 4 losses on his resume and stuff like that, but you can't let those 4 losses fool you, because that was early in Ugas' career. Now this is the best Ugas that we're going to see against Errol Spence Jr. And I wanted to bring this up as well. And Errol Spence Jr., when he was sparring at heavyweight, he also had some pictures of him in the orthodox stance. And a lot of people feel like Errol Spence, could he be trying to work Ugas in the orthodox stance to switch from orthodox to southpaw? Who knows what Errol Spencer Jr. is doing? Who knows what Derek James got him in the training camp? There's a couple of pictures of Errol Spence Jr. in the orthodox stance. So who knows what Errol Spence Jr. is going to have up his sleeves in the tool bag when he faces Ugas. And a lot of people compare Ugas to Kell Brook a little bit. I guess that's a fair comparison. I see the little bit of similarities between Kell Brook and Ugas, but that's a whole nother video from now. But with that being said, Errol Spence Jr. seems to be trying to get stronger, trying to work on his technique even more by sparring big heavyweights. Who knows what Errol Spence is doing with those heavyweights, and maybe he's trying to take more punishment and try to tighten up on his defense in case Ugas got to throw a big shot and he can get out the way and fast. Who knows what Errol Spence and what his training camp has been doing. But Errol Spence Jr. has been taking this fight very seriously. He's looking to be fully revamped. He's looking to come off that 2-year layoff and be the 110% Errol Spence Jr. that we're going to see. And this is all I got for y'all. Errol Spence Jr. sparring heavyweights, showing pictures, him in the orthodox stance. This is amazing. And I'm glad to say that Errol Spence Jr. is coming home with those 3 belts, the WBC, the IBF, and WBA. Now, I'm not going to sleep on Ugas, but I just think at the end of the day, Errol Spence Jr. is not playing and he's fully revamped. With that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.